From alien invasions to time travel. The abstract is the whisper of the cosmos, a realm where thoughts meld with emotion. Giving birth to the vivid landscapes of dreams, waiting to be explored.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another stream. How are you all doing? Let's fucking go. Without wasting any further time, let's get back to charting and hopefully catch some trades live today. So this short trade was caught inside Connect yesterday. Let me try to pull up the screenshot. Okay, so the image is a bit too wide. One sec. So we had entered this trade over here. right? This was a clean setup, I would say, for two reasons. One is we swept the previous week high, right, which was here, and then we SFP'd on the M5, and once that was done, we clearly broke structure on to the bearish side on M5, and this was a market entry, and my stop was a pretty conservative one, right? I just had it right above here, like 50% of the SFP, and my target was around 2 to 2.5 hour, and yeah, it played out pretty well over here. We logged in the gains pre New York session, posted that inside Connect as well. So if you are not part of Connect, I would say join up, because we are dropping a lot of fire trades in there. So this was another plan that I had pre New York Open, and I was chatting this before starting the stream. We had a big win. Yeah, we did. But yeah, looks like the price has gone up pretty much from here, right? And we are approaching the daily VWAP here. Expect the kind of rejection, maybe till here, and then let's see if the price just comes down a bit lower, we can maybe enter in a long once again. Our stop will be this low, the weekly low that was set yesterday, and then yeah, we can target the new weekly high over here. But the price action was pretty clear, I would say, right? We swept the EU low, which is also the daily value area low. Yeah, that was accepted. We were kind of trending here on lower time frame, and then we kind of took off from here. So I have two plans for BTC, right? One is a clear plan where it took out this liquidity, but this has a lot of liquidity, which pushed the price down like crazy, right? So all these guys who haven't taken profit at these low have all set the stop loss at this high, right? So for me, I am still a bit bullish, also given the macro conditions about the war and everything else. It feels sad to see all the news, but the stream is about trading, so let's just stick to trading. And then yeah, looking in that perspective, I think we could see a bit more upside before downside and possibly clearing this low over here, right? Yeah, so I think the price is going to be pushed a little bit higher. The first plan was this scalp long over here, right? Stops are somewhere here, and the target was around 2R till here. The second plan is the H4 BPR. Let's zoom in a little bit. So this is the BTC chart on 4 hours. Just come over here, you can see there's a H4 BPR. Not sure if true north is here, but this is a good example of how the BPRs are formed, right? This is formed deep into the discount of the range, a clean sell off, and then a clean buy. And yeah, you sure are nice. So you can see there's a clean H4 BPR which is formed over here, right? So this is like a high probable zone for me, and I'll be placing my stop at this low, and I'll be possibly targeting this high, right? This high, or even possibly higher, depending on how the price action is. So yeah, these were the two plans. I think we were a bit late for this entry, but let's see how it pans out. Dogecoin was another one which caught my eye. The open interest was soaring up like crazy. If BTC kind of settle down here, we can look for potential buys on Doge as well. So this is a clean market structure shift. We went up, right? So this low is key to be held. Let's say if we plan along like this, we place a stop here, we can take profit over here. This is a clean equal high, right? And then if you just even point fibs, you can see this is deep into the discount, right? So even if we take a loss on this trade, is pretty okay because we are looking at the absolute discount here, and we are trying to optimize the RR to the maximum, right? So yeah, I feel this is also like a good trade, but I'll wait for another 5 minutes on BTC to see where it's going. If it rejects and falls, okay, it's looking good for now. 1 second. All right, so I think Doge is looking good for longs because BTC is. Okay, I'm setting my orders. Hold on a second. I'll market enter here 50% and I'll limit a little down below. Setting up this one. Doge. Let's go here. Let's just 500 on this. So it is 190, 114. The stop loss is this one. All right, I'm in here. And the second order, perhaps I can set it at this 0.79. I'm 50% in here. And I'll set the next orders 0.08974, 0.08975, and I'm risking, yeah. So yeah, guys, I've entered 50% here, and I'm entering the rest a bit below. I'll just send you a screenshot. 1 second. I'd say the RR makes sense here for me. We had the absolute discount of the range, right? And we had a clean impulse here and then a sell off, right? So if we are looking to hold this low, which I think we are looking to hold because BTC looks kind of good here, then yeah, then we should be seeing a clean rotation to at least the 50% here. That should be more about like 1 hour exactly, right? Let's say if we are here looking at the price action, maybe if we make a SFP like this, we can move our stops to break even and book some profits. Or if we are looking strong here, then yeah, we can definitely extend our target to this highs. Let's go. Do we have any Doge supporters in the chat? You're in. Let's fucking go. Nice jam, right? He's pretty good. I like the music. Love the music. Nice. Let's go. Come on, Doge. So you guys may ask why I haven't set my stop loss to this low, right? Rather, I'm setting it to this low. Let's try to understand why. Let's say, let's duplicate this trade. Let's put it at this low, and we are significantly making more R's, right? But yeah, exactly. We are significantly making more R's when compared to putting it at this low. The main reason why is we haven't seen a local market structure shift. Like let's say we swept these lows, but we haven't broken this high yet, right? So there are no orders that have been stacked at this low over here. So when there are no orders that are being stacked here, that means that this low is not significant enough for the market makers to protect here, this low, right? So that's the main reason I'm placing it at this low over here. If there was a clean market structure break and then we retested here, then my stop would be at this low, because this low is significant enough now. Why? Because we broke on the high over here. Since there was no market structure break internally, we are looking still for the external low, which is over here. Hope that makes sense. Why this low is not significant enough to place our stops. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean, I saw that question coming, right? Because when I started to trade and when I was watching some videos, there was no live streaming like this back in the days, right? I was just watching some YouTube videos or some random, like, let's say, other videos on the internet. I was just watching. And the main question like the main question that I had was why they're placing the stop loss here, why are they entering here, and why they take profit in there, right? And there was no clear explanation. But you guys now have a lot of tools at your disposal, and there are a lot of good streamers trading, right? So yeah, I think you guys can ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. We are here to answer them. Right, all the small questions just makes you so much better in terms of trading. Yeah, this is just coming from a guy who has a bit more experience. That's about it. Leo is always here. He is one of the best supporters we have at Connect. It does actually. If you go to H4, right, you can see there is another H4 BPR over here. So we are sitting inside a H4 BPR at the moment. And the price action looks awfully similar to what BTC is currently going through. Right, so there's a H4 BPR here, and the price action on higher time frame looks awfully similar to BTC. And BTC is kind of trending above the daily VWAP, and we haven't seen an immediate sell-off, which suggests that there might be a bit of ranging over here, right? And if there's a bit of ranging, then we could see some good expansion on alts today. And even if, let's say, the price drops down, we have successfully, let me remove this trade because we're not in it. We have successfully flipped this daily open over here. So this will again act as a good support for BTC, right? So since we have good supports for BTC and the price action looks somewhat similar to BTC, I would say it's a safe trade to take. But as I said in our one-on-one again, right? It's all about context and how you see price action, do things. And once you're in the market and you start trading regularly, you start to get the feel of things. And yeah, you can just say that, BTC had a strong pump and then we kind of dumped pretty harshly over here. And then again, we are acting off this previous day value area, right? And also there's a bit of stack liquidity. If you just go to, let's go here, go to fresh chart, we go to M15, we can just see there's a bit of stack liquidity over here. And yeah, we're kind of bouncing off it. Let me just move up a little bit. Right, so there's a bit of stack liquidity here and we are kind of moving up from here. And you can see if you just put fibs from this level to this level, you can see again clean reaction of the 0.79. Right, so BTC looks a bit bullish here, and looking at Doge, it looks awfully similar to BTC, and we have clear price action over here. So just taking and playing with the probability. What's up, Jonathan? Good to see you here, man. So we've taken this trade. If you joined a bit late, then you can definitely take this trade if you want to. We have taken this Doge long. You'll just watch. Cool. Let us know if you have any coins that look interesting. We can plan a buy or a sell on that coin. We can maybe chart that on stream. Bring your chart requests, exactly. Hopefully we can have some sort of channel points. I think it will be unlocked after the stream because we have hit 25 followers. I think we are at 27 followers at the moment. Right, and then once we have channel points, then you guys can definitely interact with the stream a bit more. You can redeem your points, channel points, and all of that fun stuff. Great month for printing. Yeah, exactly. Twitch gambling as well. Yeah. I think we can enable it. Next stream, we should be able to do it. Let's see what Doge is doing. Should be a good week for crypto, I believe. We have a lot of imbalance, right? We have a good imbalance here. We have another good imbalance here. So probably at least retest the immediate one before maybe falling back down, clearing this low perhaps, and then going back above. Printers are on. Come on, get a big trade. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for it. But there are no big expansions anywhere. AVE is down pretty bad for the day. These equal lows look really interesting for me. These look almost engineered, and this move up without clearing this low is very manipulative. That can be confirmed because after putting in that high, we are again down back 15%. Yeah, I think AVE looks really good once we sweep this low over here. You can definitely plan some longs. The price that I'm looking for is 104.6. If you guys have alerts on TradingView, you can definitely set that up. Yeah, fucking Tony is a superstar, man. She printed a lot of money today by misunderstanding something. Imagine that. Wrap your head around that. Right? That's crazy. Nah, man, come on. That is so basic. You gotta try harder, brother. Nah, it's not gonna happen. $3 billion years later. Yeah, if Tony fucking starts, she'll print for everyone. Copy trade board is an interesting idea, and we are trying really hard to bring that out right now. Let's see what BTC is up to doing. What is it up to here? At least the one positive thing is BTC is trying to close above the daily VWAP. So that's a really positive sign. And it is trying to push up, but that's on M15. Let's look at M5, my bad. M15 looks positive as well. I think we could retest this fair value gap, right, on the M15. Maybe sweep this high, the New York high, have a pretty weak reaction, come here, test back, and then go up above again. That would be really favorable for our position on Doge here. Just need the time, exactly. She's juggling around, I think, 1 million exchanges, talking to 1 billion guys. Yeah. Billion guys about business. Don't take that wrong. Billion BDs. Let's put it that way. Not billion guys. Abe looks pretty interesting. We have set our levels. Let's scan for other shit in the market. ADA again. The dinos, not that interesting. We don't have any such equal lows over here. There's none on AVAX, BCH. Yeah, we expected a good reaction from here. We did get it, right? This was an H4 fair value gap. Yeah, so this I would say is a good POI, right? Because you can see this was into the discount and the golden pocket. There was a fair value gap as well, and we didn't straight nuke past this, right? So these are the kind of POIs we need to look into so that when we try to catch these moves, we at least have some sort of positive displacement before the move down, right? We can't control this move down, but let's say trying to enter trades here and then trying to exit before this happens is where the edge is. So I was talking to True North about it in our one-to-one, and we went over higher probability POIs, and yeah, this was one of it. And you can clearly see the POI didn't quite work out to this high, right? The textbook high is going to this high over here. It didn't quite work out, but we did have some sort of positive displacement from the POI that we marked out, right? BCH again looks a lot sus. Gold and silver, sure. On daily, clean sweep, right? We swept again. So this was a clean sweep. Drop down to 4 hour. Flat candle was swept already. And we came here. No real clean sweep of anything over here. So it must just be the war news, I guess. I don't think you have followed us yet, Jonathan. Consider if you would like to get notified for our streams, which is going to happen Thursday again, 1 hour after New York Open. Yeah, this just looks like a dead cat bounce once again. I don't see any high time frame POIs will support this move. Right, there is no low swept, there is nothing swept. So probably we could set up a short trade and target a bit lower. But again, this is just price action wise. Right, if there's a new news somewhere, and yeah, I think gold is just gonna fly past and create another new all-time high. Leo is not a moderator unless he wants to become one. You are not a moderator as well. What is Doge doing? Let's go break this high, right? And then we close above this 0.062. And yeah, once we do, I think we are looking clear at least until 0.93, I would say. Yeah, until here. Then looking at the price action and what BTC does, we can decide if you want to move stops break even, or we can just let it rip to these equal highs. But a clean price action from BTC, I would say. If we had started stream about 20 minutes before, we could have got this long pretty easily. With stops here, an entry around this daily value very low or slightly above, because I don't think I was comfortable taking a long trade right out of the sweep. I would have seen the continuation here, at least the accumulation before taking a long setup. Let's say I would take a long here, put my stop, these lows, and target the weekly high. That would be in a clean setup. But since this setup was so clean, I was keen on taking some altcoin setups. So we have a break now. We have a break above the local high. We swept this and this high was broken. So we have a bullish market structure break. So the setup became even more interesting and favorable, I would say. We just need a close above this level. And yeah, we can go here and then possibly higher. So this is the key level, right? So this was once a support, and now since we flipped this, this will be a bit of a problem to cross. So it's all about patience and the bulls trying to push this above the price action here. Let's see what BTC is doing. Yeah, BTC looks okay. We have flipped the daily value at a high as well. So I wouldn't panic if we again retest this value at a high and then push up. But I say we got a pretty decent setup on Doge here. This entry was good. CVD, I don't watch CVDs on altcoins because it is really easy to manipulate them. So I don't really watch CVDs. Open interest is just the number of contracts that have been opened up. Right. So I just want to know if the buyers or the sellers are interested in this coin or not. And depending on that, I'll look at the setup. And this setup looked clearly bullish for me. So yeah, that's how I use open interest to my favor. CVDs on these altcoins are really easy to manipulate, I feel. I use CVDs for Bitcoin because you can clearly see if spot is doing something and perp is doing something else. Then let's say if spot is selling and perp is buying, then yeah, that move is not healthy, right? And it's there is going to be a stop hunt with the recent lows. Yeah. The new MMT editions, I'm yet to check it out. I think my subscription ran out. I have to speak to them and get it back. But they're getting the new Hyperliquid order book data, just like Binance and Bybit does. They're offering the same one to Hyperliquid. So for people who are trading decentralized exchanges like Hyperliquid, they can definitely make use of it to potentially hunt their stops. Yeah. The main upgrade that they did was at the end of last year, where they added 950 more pairs. First, they had only the majors, but they added 950 more. So yeah, that was a much bigger update. And they're working on APIs as well to give out the data that they already have, like open interest, CVD, and whatnot. So yeah, I think most of the resources are allocated there at the moment. BTC must be rejecting a bit. Yeah. Guys wanna try out MMT? I think there is a command. Yeah, there is. It is free if you want to look at like the set time frames. But if you want to dive into some custom time frames, then I think you need to pay around $29 a month. Yeah, so it is a really good platform. It's got some really advanced and cool features, and the main thing that I like is how sleek and smooth it is. If you have like good monitors, then yeah, you can get some really high frame rates, and yeah, it's crazy. It looks really smooth. let's go. Looks like we are trying to close above this, which is good. Just signed up. Nice. Let's go. I don't think we get anything from MMT as of now because they are relatively new, and the ref link is just because to see how the supporters are, and their pitch is basically that if we can help them out, that's about it. And the return is not that great, but I'm just happy to promote that platform because they are doing really good. And just a small thing that, if we can support, then yeah, they might do something even greater. And they're doing all this for really cheap, right? So why not? I know other terminals, they charge about $2,000 or something crazy for 1 year, and the terminal looks like shit. It looks like Windows XP, right? And it eats up a lot of your RAM. This is really efficient. Exactly. I just didn't name them. Yeah, Doge is up quite good. And we are trying really hard to close above this 0.62 level, which again, we know that it's going to be a bit of a challenge because just like order blocks, right? Once we flip the support, it becomes resistance, and closing above this will require definitely a lot more work for bulls. So yeah, but a positive thing is BTC again is doing, the price action looks pretty clean. This move happened post New York Open, so again that gives me a little more confidence in the setup that we've taken now. Let's say if this expansion happened around New York Open or during New York Open, yeah, then that would be a bit suspicious. But you can see the blue marker is where 9:30 a.m. Open happened, and then we opened bearish. We swept the daily value area low. We got accepted back, and we are pushing up again. So yeah, the price action looks a lot healthier. Do we have any other coins which look even remotely as good as, let's check out Lighter or Hyperliquid even. Hyper here. Yeah, this was the place to long. The sweep of this. This was into the sweep. This was initially the sweep of this daily breaker. Right, breaker go up again, retest. We swept this low. We should have been looking longs everywhere here, right? But I was a little caught up with something else, so that's why I didn't really catch this move. But let's plan an entry. Let's say if it comes back, where are we interested to look for longs? Yeah, perfect. So you can see there's an H4 fair value gap, right? And on H4 we have the 200 EMA and the 100 EMA as well. And if you draw the fibs, we'll be sitting inside the discount as well. This is the 0.5, and you can see this EMA as well as this imbalance over here is sitting inside the discount of the range. right? And talking about the context point of view, we know Hyperliquid has been outperforming every single alts in the market, right? It's been doing really great recently. So let's say if the price comes somewhere here, like let's say just entering the discount, then that's where I would like to be alerted. And yeah, I'll be starting to look for longs here. Let's say we get an M5 inversion or even possibly M15, right? Then we can clearly look for longs. You can see this was a clean M15, right? M15 sweep and M15 break. And this happened. Let's just remove all of this. Remove the EMAs. Right, so this was the initial sweep. We didn't have much of a reaction. Then we went up like below here, right? And then we pushed up a lot. Let's see how much we pushed up. Around 20%, I would say, right? So when we do such a move, then we are pretty sure that the bulls are in control. And when we are dropping down again, you can see a clear tap into the 0.086, right? After we tap that, you can see we did an M15, which means that there's a sweep on M15 and then a break of highs over here. We could have just market entered, let's say here, laser stops here, and then just targeted 2R, which will be around here, right? Or even possibly these highs would have been good. That would be 3R again. So again, we are not trying to anticipate this move to happen because we don't know where the lows are going to form exactly, right? If you go down to 1-day chart, you can see after we swept this low, we didn't really have a clean bottom formation, right? So it is pretty impossible to catch this move up without any structure. But if you drop down the time frames, you can clearly see we swept this low kinda, but again, as I told you before, there is no way to catch this move, right? If you're, let's say, executing on precision and you have structure and kind of a checklist to follow, then there's no way you can execute this trade. But let's say we have a pull through, right? If it comes back below, then we can for sure catch and look back into these trades. So hope that makes a little bit of sense on what I look for before jumping into trades. And now we are looking to long this H4 imbalance. Main reason is we have a solid expansion move and we want to be looking for longs into the discount of the range, and into the discount of the range we have a clean imbalance, and to top it all off we have good average prices on H4 over 200 candles, right? So yeah, these are clean levels for hype on me. Let's fucking go. We eating good today. So I don't want to be hearing anyone saying you guys didn't have time. Though spent quite a lot of fucking time over here. So I really hope you guys are all in this trade. What do you trade most? During good times, I only trade crypto, but let's say on times like this, I trade pretty much all the markets which moves, I would say. But recently I've not been trading a lot of markets because of Connect and things that have been happening around me. So yeah, but I trade pretty much everything that moves. because the philosophy is of trading is same, right? You just have to buy low and sell high. For some reason, I'm unable to adjust the leverage on Doge. Let me just change it on my mobile app. Uh, Let me just update this PNL real quick. So if someone is dropping in, we don't have a -6, but we have a positive 149. Can you check Euro USD for sure? Oh geez, it's fallen off a cliff. So the Euro USD trade, this was given out by the bot. I think last week, yeah. And I always suggest you guys that if the trade doesn't close before the next New York Open, then it's possibly a best thing to close it manually. Even if it's in the slightest of loss or in profit, it's best to get out of the trade, because you can see there was a big gap down open, my bad. Right, and then we've since nuked pretty hard. Let's clear everything. Let's hide all the drawings. Go to daily. Nothing on there. Weekly looks a bit more interesting, I would say, because just unfreeze this. If you take this as a range, right, we are entering the discount of the range. Right, you can see we had a clear sweep of range lows, then again clear sweep of range highs, a clean SFP, range highs, a clear SFP, and then we are dropping down below. Right, so if the market makers are smart, I would say this flat has been swept, so we could have a slight positive displacement for the week. Perhaps we can retest this imbalance over here, maybe. With mid. Right, we can retest this imbalance on the daily over here, because we swept this low. This could happen tomorrow. I feel like the today price action is done with this sweep of this flat bottom. Tomorrow we could open up a bit more, go here and then come down, and then sweep this lower here. If the price action is clear, I'd say we have to protect this low, because it's based on that we built all this liquidity over here. But things can change anyhow depending on how the war pans out. But yeah, I'd say the move for Euro today is done. The sweep today and the buyback is the move. So just pulling back a little bit, which is again fine because we are expecting a range over here to form. What is BTC doing? Yeah, BTC doing the same thing, which is always good. If an altcoin follows the same price action as BTC, that means that the large market orders are definitely present out there. Can you do gold futures? Sure. Gold futures, or do you just want to do gold? I feel like both are the same, just that. What do you want to do? I see some new faces over here, guys. I appreciate if you guys could just click on the follow button so that you guys can see a lot more content from me and you guys will get notified every time I go live. So on gold, clean fair value gap, we tapped clean buyback again, right? On H12, we filled in a lot of imbalances. On H4 as well, we are creating this negative, a bearish fair value gap. I'd say gold is much more tradable on lower time frames because the higher time frames is getting fucked up with all the war FUD that's going around. So let's just clear all of this. Swept, good buyback, and then drop down once again. Lower time frame, yeah, I'd say it is kind of bullish because it flipped like local bullish over here. Let's just turn on the New York Open marker to see if it did around New York Open. Yeah, this was 10 a.m. Yeah, this move happened after 10 a.m., which isn't the best news because most of these market exchanges should happen in the kill zones. I would say the kill zones are, let's say, the Euro close and the New York Opens, right? So that is around this level over here, this region, the blue marker and green marker. It is mainly because the main market makers are available during those kill zones, and it's up to them if they want to shift market there. Let's say if they don't want to change the market over there, that means that it's not the move that they're interested in. And yeah, it's most probably that the setups that are formed after that is not a high probability ones. So I don't have so much confidence in taking a long position on gold looking at this bullish market structure break because this happened after the kill zone. But yeah, I don't see clear price action over here to trade gold. Possibly we can let today's price action play out a little bit more and then we can get back to trading gold tomorrow. What is XAG? XAG is silver. XAG is silver, XBT is platinum, XAU is gold. Silver. I don't know why I marked this, but yeah, it was clinical. Oh yeah, so this was the breaker on H4. You can see we swept this low, we broke this high, right? So this was the breaker that was formed, and looking at this, I think we were here before, but yeah, looking at this, we again swept deep to the discount and have a good buyback over here. Yeah, it is pretty confusing because the exchanges have now started to list them, and they've not made easy to understand what XCG or whatever is. I feel like there has to be a separate section for trading these, like calling them TradeFi or something, but they've just listed them under crypto itself, at least few of the exchanges that I'm trading with. So I feel like they have to make it a bit more easier for people to understand. But yeah, I'd say the price action looks much more cleaner on silver compared to gold, because gold is just trading in for call regions, just trading in between nowhere. But yeah, silver is trading deep into the discount and it's trying to break out a bit. Now I think Doge is around break even. Yeah. Still holding this because, as I said, the daily value area high should hold. If not, we have the daily VWAP that should hold. If not, we have the daily open again that should hold. Right. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, you could, sure. Where do you want to add? You can add it here, 0.8977, 8980.
Hey, it's Griffin coming to you from Kauai. Enjoy the
Is there some news out? Why are we rugging like this? Makes no sense. Let's check the news. I don't see anything. I don't know what's going on. We haven't even swept anything pretty significant, I would say. No session sweeps or anything. Let's see what happens around the daily VWAP over here. Ethereum again. I'm pretty patient with Ethereum over here. I think we are going to get this move up. Right, clear these equal highs, and then we can look to short it to absolute zero. But jokes aside, I think 1650 should be a good level for ETH to reach pretty soon. These equal highs are literally a bait for retail traders. Why do you want to short Hype, man? Hype is literally one of the most strong looking coins in the market at the moment. I don't think Hype is looking good for shorts, not gonna lie. If we this high, if it had swept this high, right, and created an SFP, and then we kind of broke this, and if this was a retest, then yeah, that would have been a clean trade. Come down probably till here. That's like 3-hour trade. But there was no sweep involved. If anything, it just created more liquidity around this high over here. So for me, shorting this is very, very, very risky. If this high was a bit more overextended, and if this same candle had formed here, an SFP, then yeah. Can we get a new command for SFP? Swing failure pattern. Yo, Leo, I think if you're here, have you added it back again? Now it looks a bit sus, not gonna lie. But we are still around break even. Yeah, pause low now, for fuck's sake. Has Trump tweeted anything? Nothing yet. It's all your fault. No worries, man. Do you trade swing failure patterns? Yeah, I do. This trade was entirely based on swing failure pattern. Right? Let's check rewind. So when I enter the trade here, I think even here I would say. Yeah, so the trade was here yesterday. Before me sending out the short signal, you guys can see this was pretty clear, I would say. Remove all the indicators. So this was the previous week high, right? And this was a very, very clear sweep, right? And we closed below the previous high, creating an SFP over here. And by SFP again, for me, is contextual. For most people, it has to sweep and there has to be like a body here with no downside wick. They just create all sort of nonsense, and yeah, they create their own rules. But for me, it's all about sweeping a key region, right? And then this is a bullish trend and we closed bearish here. And then after sweeping this high, so for me, this is the SFP. And then we came back below. This is the recent low before the high was made. We broke that low here, right? So this was a good area for me to look for shorts, and I did. And yeah, played out beautifully. And the close again, I closed around 2 hours before New York Open because I know this volatility is going to be mad. SFP fractal. Not sure how to answer that. It's been quite a while after I traded fractals. What time frame do you trade SFP on? I trade on lower time frames. I'd say H1 is the maximum I go to, like 1 hour. But SFPs on M15 or M5s are really something to look out for. But let's say you're looking at weekly levels, then for sure 1 hour is more than enough to identify if it's an SFP or not. If you're looking for a larger SFP, then yeah, I think the trade will take probably 1 week or more to play out. Yeah. So H1s are like quicker SFPs that are being formed and the trade plays out in a couple of days. And if you look at M5 even, right, it almost took 18 hours for this trade to play out, I think. So I'd say M5, M15 for scalps and H1 if you're looking for like swing setups, etc. Yeah, as expected, we took support at the daily VWAP here. Closing above the daily value area high is key here. Let's see what Doge is doing. It's doing the same shit all over once again. But a good important thing is we cleared this high, making this low significant. Right, so we can technically move our stop loss to this low. But I would like to see a bit more price action develop on BTC before we do that. But there's a clear market structure break on the internal side liquidity. So for me in crypto, the main thing is we have to be in and out of trades within a couple of days. Because the momentum shift happens really quick, and the price action from this week is really different from what happens in the next week, which is unlike any other markets. There is tradable. So yeah, for me, crypto setups, if it takes more than a week, then yeah, it's most probably going to round trip, or you'll be making lesser money than what you're supposed to. Given, of course, we're not in an extremely bullish market, then yeah, I would say be in and out of the trade in less than 2 days max. This doesn't look good for now. We are rejecting from the daily value area high. Hide this. Hide this. Yeah, you can see this was the value area high for today, and we're kind of rejecting from it. It doesn't look that convincing for me, but yeah, the key thing is to close above this value area high. Do you guys have any other questions? Awesome. Once we close about this 0.62, yeah, I'll be comfortable to move my stops here. That would make my risk 0.5 R. Then yeah, we can just continue from there on. But yeah, Doge looks pretty good in my opinion. The price action on Doge doesn't really matter if BTC just decides to go down, right? So everything is connected. So all depends on BTC what it needs to do. On Hype again, we have this POI. On AVE again, we have 104.6. Yeah. Okay, we are seeing some positive displacement over here. That's nice. Nothing on Doge as of yet. Let's just see where we go. I'll just quickly fill up my water bottle and get back in 100 seconds. Alright, we back. What I miss? Looks like nothing. But yeah, I think a clean reaction from the daily wave app here looks good. Oil? I think Tony does. She trades oil. But yeah, a big gap up. Then we're up how much? 13%. I think Tony was targeting 80. We might get it. Yeah, Marcus just trade all this forex, metals, commodities. Yeah, he's the goat. He trades pretty much everything. I think he's been having a pretty profitable month as well. Man, just killing it in silence. Yep. Oh no, that doesn't look that good. So yeah, I think we have moved the daily value high a bit up because we have this volume over here, and now it just looks like we're rejecting from this M5 fair value gap, which doesn't look that clean in my opinion. So what do you guys think we should do over here? So I'm thinking of a thing. Let's see what you guys think. Should we keep the Doge open? Or should we close it, break even, and call it a day? Not looking good, bruv. Yes. Looking good, bruv. So what do you guys think we should do with this Doge setup over here? Should we close it, break even? Or should we just let this trade play out? Nah, I'm still here, man. So just asking the chat if what should we do here? Should we close the price break even? Should we close the trade break even? Or should we let the trade play out? What do you think we should do over here? With what BTC is doing over here, what do you reckon is the best move that we do? Focused on charts. Yeah, I'm just letting things play out a bit. Closing here now. Where were you in 8 short? 8 long. Yeah. What are we doing here? Yeah, identical setup to BTC, but we already swept the daily value area low during the Euro session, and we swept once again. Yeah, this looks pretty weak. Not a surprise, right? Oh yeah, I've traded with when it was very new. I've been trading it since then, but I don't think I've traded in the last 6 months or so. I remember trading it here when it was new in Mixi as well. Yeah, here. I remember trading this. I remember catching some of these pumps over here as well, a couple of times, and then yeah, I traded this range. I traded this range once again, and I think from the last 6 months, yeah, I'd say from August should be good enough. I haven't traded from here to here. Yeah, not looking so hot, guys. Not gonna lie. Expected a better reaction from the daily VWAP and possibly a continuation. But if BTC comes back to our entry, I'm pretty sure our stop is gonna get hit. I think we can wait around a little bit more and see what we can do. I'll be closing the trade if we lose a daily VWAP here. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. I'll be hanging out, streaming for a bit. So let me know if you guys have any questions, drop it in the chat. I'm happy to answer them. Izzy, can you share the link? Let's try to play it on stream so that we have some entertainment. Sahara, for sure. Yo, what's up, Petros? Glad I caught you on stream, man. It's been a while since spoke to you. Sahara. Ooh, looks good. I like this expansion. Right, we had a clear accumulation over here. And then a clean expansion. Let's see if we can try to figure out a continuation setup. These lows look tempting here, but yeah, this was taken out. Then 4 years, yeah, man, for sure. I'll be streaming a lot more regularly from here on. So catch you on Tuesday, Thursday, 1 hour after New York Open. Let's go, Leo.
They were very friendly people. And then I saw a woman hugging the picture of me. I said, what's going on? And it turned out to be these are Iranian people that live in the United States.
So many.
Thousands and thousands. You saw the rallies. And in New York, too, they had a big rally. My pictures all over the place. The fact is that people are happy what we did. And you could never, and I've always said it, you could never have had true peace in the Middle East if Iran was allowed to go, even beyond the nuclear. If Iran was allowed to have look at all the missiles they built. A lot have been now taken out by us, and a lot have been expended. But they had thousands of missiles in a fairly short period of time. And I'll go two things. The attack that we did, known as Midnight Hammer, had we not done that, Iran would have had a very powerful nuclear weapon within 1 month. We did it. It was great timing, but, and you've been able to see that too. The other thing was Barack Hussein Obama made maybe the worst deal I've ever seen. because he gave all power in the Middle East to Iran. He went the exact opposite way, and I terminated that. If I didn't terminate that deal, they would be sitting with a massive nuclear weapon 3 years ago, which would have been used already on Israel at least, and other countries also. And we wouldn't be talking about it right now. But if I didn't terminate the deal that Obama made, giving them everything, including plane loads of cash. Do you remember the airplane flew over there? It was a Boeing 757. There was two of them loaded. They took out all the seats. It was loaded with green cash. So much cash that it was in Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. They got all the cash from all the banks. They put it, and they flew it to Iran. I never knew a president had that power. I'm going to maybe try it sometime if it's okay. I think I'm going to do it. I'll fly it somewhere. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Two planes loaded from floor to ceiling. Big planes, Boeing 757s, taken over there and given cash. In addition to that, he was giving them billions of dollars. But worse, he was giving them the right to have the path to a nuclear weapon. And that deal expired. A lot of people said, oh, you terminated. Well, it was going to be terminated anyway because it expired. It gave them the right to have top-of-the-line nuclear weapon. If they had, because they're crazy. They're crazy. Just like the people on
Can't stop yapping.
the State of the Union. I looked at them, I said, you're crazy? These people are crazy. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it. All right, how about one or two more?
Mr. President?
Go ahead, please.
Chancellor Merz, you just heard that the president is thinking about punishing Spain. What are your thoughts spontaneously on this, and what can you do to,
Well, the answer on that is quite simple. We are trying to convince Spain to catch up with the 3% or 3.5%, which we agreed on in NATO. And as the president said, it's correct. Spain is the only one who is not willing to accept that. And we are trying to convince them that this is a part of our common security, that we all have to comply with these numbers. And this is 3.5 for military and another 1.5 for our military infrastructure. So Spain has to comply with that.
Spain has been very, very uncooperative. And so has UK. Now, the second one is shocking, but this is not the age of Churchill. I will say the UK has been very, very uncooperative with that stupid island that they have, that they gave away and took a 100-year lease, having to do with perhaps indigenous people claiming the island that never even saw the island before. What's that all about? And they ruin relationships. It's a shame. It's and that country, UK, and I love that country. I love it. My mother was born there. I love it. My mother was born there. My father was born. Right? He knows all about my father. My father was born there. So, you know, very places that you sort of automatically very feel warmly about. But the UK, what they're doing with energy and what they're doing with immigration is horrible. You have the North Sea. Somebody said yesterday, what would you do if you were the UK? Open up the North Sea. They got windmills all over the place that are ruining the country, ruining the landscapes, ruining the beautiful fields. Open up the North Sea. It's one of the greatest. Think of it. They buy their energy from Norway, which gets the energy, the oil, from the North Sea. So Norway drills in the North Sea and sells it to UK. And UK has a better part of the North Sea.
So
Open up that. And number two, illegal immigration. They got to solve that problem. And I must say, that's not only UK, that's other parts of the European Union. They have the same problem. Immigration and energy. The energy is through the roof, the highest in the world. And the immigration was, I mean, you know, look, you have places where in the UK, you have a terrible mayor of London, terrible. He's an incompetent guy. But you have Sharia courts. You don't have Sharia courts. You don't want Sharia courts. You have Sharia courts adjudicating law. So it's very simple. Immigration, very importantly, immigration and energy. And you bring it back. Otherwise, you're not going to bring it back. Okay. One more. Go ahead.
I have a question for the Chancellor and
Yes,
for you.
please.
To the Chancellor, Chancellor Merz, you've called for unity and joint force in this moment against Iran. What does that look like to you? And then, Mr. President, where is getting a deal with Russia and Ukraine on your priority list right now?
Okay, will you go on?
So we, as I said in Germany the last 2 days, we are supporting the United States and Israel to get rid of this terrible terrorist regime, and we are looking forward to a day after, and we have to talk about the strategy. What is following after this regime is away, and we have to strategize on this entire region, and we are having a high interest in common approach and common work and what we can do, and this is important not just for the Americans. This is extremely important for Europe and extremely important for Israel and their security. So we are really looking forward to find ways how to deal about the day after.
And as far as Russia, Ukraine, where is it on my priority list? Very high. We thought that, I thought it was going to be one of the easier ones. I've settled 8 wars, and actually maybe one more than that. But minimum 8 wars, big ones, potential India, Pakistan, big wars, very important, big ones. I thought this was going to be much easier than it is. There's tremendous hatred between President Putin and President Zelensky, tremendous hatred. I've seen a lot of hatred in my life, but I think this is about top scale. I believe it's going to happen. Sometimes I blame one, sometimes I blame the other. I think it's going to happen, but it's high on my list. Not in that it affects the United States so much, because it's very far away, but last week, last week and for the last 4 weeks actually, 32,000 soldiers died. 32,000. And it's been averaging 25 to 30,000 soldiers a month have been dying in that stupid war. And I'd love to see it ended. It's the worst that there has been since World War II.
If you can't get a deal, what will that mean for you?
All you can do is do your best, you know. It takes 2 to tango, and they have to get along. They have to be able to talk to each other. They hate each other a lot. That has an impact, you know. It really has an impact. It's bad for both. The saddest is that if the election weren't rigged, my election, that war would have never taken place. And you know what else wouldn't have taken place? Allowing 25 million people to pour through an open border, that wouldn't have taken place. A lot of things would have been different. But we're doing very well, and I think a big factor in this world and future factor is what we're doing right now with Iran. If we don't stop them, or if we didn't stop them, or if we didn't start, they've been decimated. But if we didn't do what we're doing right now, you would have had a nuclear war, and they would have taken out many countries, because you know what? They're sick people. They're mentally ill, sick people. They're angry. They're crazy. They're sick. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Have you spoken to the families, Mr. President?
Thank you very much.
We've been listening to President Trump speak at a meeting with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz at the White House, his first in-person meeting with a world leader since the war in Iran began. The president revealing he might have forced Israel's hand in forging ahead with the attack on Iran, and saying just about every
So yeah, I don't think he said anything much. That was a big waste of time. Is that why we were kind of stalling? Yeah, he never says much, yeah. Yeah, now it's looking kind of okay, because we took the support of the daily VWAP once again, and then we are trying to close above the POC, closing for the daily VWAP, then yeah, we're looking golden to go above. Let's just see. Let's check out Sahara. Let's see where the VWAP is. Yeah, I think the band multiplier is on. Yeah, looks like it. Section. Yeah, it is right. Not the rejection from daily VWAP. VWAP was over here. We have closed below the VWAP. But the plan still remains active until I lose confidence on BTC here, which I still haven't. You should become press and give live updates to us. Who are you talking to? Doge again. Yeah, as I said before, not the VWAP here that I'm concerned about. Because all this volume metrics can easily be manipulated on alts, I feel like. So the main thing for us to nail before trading altcoins is trying to get the bias on BTC right. And if we manage to do that, then yeah, we can clearly catch these moves on altcoins. Damn. So I think it's good that Amoeba has a Tesla. She uses a Tesla, so she doesn't have to pay for oil anymore or petrol. Yeah, I think Amoeba is sorted. Yeah, see you, Leo. Or are you gonna keep listening to the stream and go to the supermarket? Trader. Yeah, 1 second, checking that out. Volume is okay. Yeah, the volume is kind of dying down, but the price is going up. So that's never good. We had a clear SFP here on M15. Did we sweep? We did sweep. What about M30? If we had an H1 closing in a couple of minutes, we could have looked for short setups, possibly at least until this fair value gap, and then look for continuation higher. But 25 minutes is a bit long, I feel. But unless you want to top long this coin, I wouldn't recommend touching it for now. Yeah, you can definitely look for longs from this region over here. Let's look at trader. Is it this? No, this has 2 hours. I don't see the coin that you're talking about, Petros. Is it 00? Try MX. Volume is definitely picking up on this, so that's good. I'm going to 4 hour. Yeah, 2 O's. Damn. Are you trading this on spot or are you on futures? Spot. That's crazy. What's your entry though? Is it below $1? I think you most probably bought a breakout here. Around $1. Or is it like even crazier, like 0.8 or something? That's crazy. Even if it's 0.7, that's nuts. Damn, 130%. How did you figure this out though? How did you spot this coin? What did you see? Yeah, exactly. Spend too much time on screens. Fair enough. Yeah, that's a good explanation. Yeah, there are coins like Trader and there are coins like Lit. No bullish signs whatsoever. Zero. Still looking for sell on Sahara here. Just a quick scalp down to probably the H1 here, and then we can look for continuation higher. But the volume definitely looked dried up over here, right? And then there's an SFP. Only if we were closing the H1 right now, I would easily look for short setups on the new H1 formation. On what coin? Sahara? Yeah, I think this was... I think you bought this after the breakout. I think you had a close eye on this coin when it was accumulating. And then, yeah, once they started expanding over here, I think that's when you bought in. And you're up 75%. GG's. So yeah, that was really clean from you. This I can see the logic behind. I feel this was pure intuition. Yeah, this was pure intuition. At least according to my trading style. But this was pure clean execution, I feel. Do you have any other gems for us? Are you looking at anything else right now which is kind of accumulating like this? What's the volume of Sahara? Coin market cap. Sahara. Yeah, it's an AI coin, which is good. Oh, this is the coin. Yeah, it is the one. The volume of this, the market cap is 91 million. The volume, okay, it's pretty good, I'll say. The market cap is also soaring high. This is the market cap increase in a month. These are all accumulation. This was a clear expansion over a week. Yeah, clear uptrend. GG's. Check out lab. $40 million. Half of what Sahara is. Do you guys want to see this a bit more? Yeah. So is this the one? Is this the lab? I saw a couple of them. Supplies 1 billion. Okay, volume is down. Market cap is 40 million, which is pretty good. The one good thing I see over a month is there's a lot of data. So that means that there is a lot of interest in this market. Okay, it's available on BingX, Mexi, Koo, and BitGet. That's good. Usually, yeah, I've heard about this. There are two. I think it should be this. Is it this? No, it's not. Yeah. We can do this all day, man. It's a fucking rabbit hole for sure. This is the one that you're talking about, right? 25 million. The volume is great though. The volume is up 80% in 24 hours. Yeah, for sure. I think I'll just mark it down, all these plays, and have eyes on them, and probably add them to my daily watch list. So I have eyes on them. And probably, yeah, you can definitely share these trade setups on crypto charts, and you can tag me or Tony and let us know that even we can make some money, man. Come on. Excellent. Let's go. Spot plays are definitely more the play right now, because the perps it's really hard to trade at the moment. So maybe we can accumulate coins like Sahara, right? If you had given me Sahara at the 0.018, I would have went all in for sure. No doubt. It was really clean. still around the entry. So yeah, guys, I think we've been streaming for 2.5 hours now. I think that'll be all from me the stream. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. Happy to answer all of them. Yeah, you should definitely tag us. Yeah, now we have eyes on you. That's it. I think Katie is gonna hold on to you right now. Doge is just coming up a bit above our entry at the moment. BTC does look kind of okay here. We've kind of taken the support here, kind of ranging and then pushing up. But again, the main limiting factor is this daily value high. Once we close above it, I think it will be really good to push higher. And yeah, I think we round tripped around 0.8 hour. Yeah, 0.8 on stream live. I still think this is a good quality setup, right, in respect to BTC and what it's doing here. If BTC kind of just ranges and sends a little bit, I think we'll clearly hit the full TP here, and that'll be 3R. So yeah, catch you all on Thursday next week, 1 hour after New York Open. Same time, hopefully we can have more one-sided action so that, you know, we can just catch the trades and maybe take it all with the way to liquidity over here, and then yeah, close the trades live. So yeah, thank you all for attending the stream. See you all on Thursday. Make sure to join Connect. We have a lot more streams lined up tomorrow. We have Chris, we have Sunny trading gold, we have Chris. Yeah, there's a lot of good traders doing a lot of good work in there. So yeah, see you on Thursday. Bye.